We thank you for joining us, those who are on Facebook and those who are on our telephone lines, and also those who are on YouTube. So just give us a few minutes. We're going to momentarily get started. We're just waiting for folks to get on our phone lines, and also get ready for the phone call with Rachel to know what number to call into for any of your questions and concerns. So we'll be with you momentarily.
Yep. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Happy to be with you all every week. Wish it was under better circumstances, but better days are coming. If you have questions, you all can press 0. For those of you who are on Facebook, you can dial 862-213-3758. Again, that number is 862-213-3758. Any questions you have, we have an open agenda tonight. Press 0. We're going to do our best to get through as many of your questions as possible. Happy to start talking about reopening, thinking about where we were 14 weeks ago. This is a blessed day. Again, 862-213-3758, 862-213-3758, and press 0 to ask any questions.
Again, thank
you.
you.
I think we get started. We have 400 folks have joined, and why not go?
Wow, let's go, Rachel. We ready to rock and roll. So good evening, everyone. Oh, go ahead, Rachel. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying let's go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Mayor Ted Green. We'd like to again thank all of you for joining us on our weekly meeting. You know, we have been going for 14 weeks now. You know, and we really appreciate everyone for joining us. We have a great panel tonight who has been with us faithfully for the last 14 weeks. And if you think about this COVID-19, we started from just having conversations about the pandemic, and then we started from what we had to do to work our way to shutting down and shutting stores down and shutting schools down. We had to work our way to working on social distance and making sure that we wear the face covering. We went from making sure that our parks and certain areas of the city, we went from our schools shutting down, and we went from just a whole lot of preparation in terms of, then we went from testing sites, that people have to be tested, and those who had to go from essential workers to non-essential workers. And here we are tonight on our 14th meeting, about to start talking about how we reopen, you know, and I think the conversation tonight, and that's a good thing when we talk about how to reopen, but I just want to also just to ensure everyone that as we continue to talk about reopening, that this pandemic and this COVID-19 is still here, that we can't get lapsed into thinking that because we hear the word reopen and we hear our curbside dining, and we hear that certain stores are opening up and certain retail stores are opening up, that we can get lapsed. We still have to make sure that we continue to practice social distance, and our governor is continued to stress that. So here in the East Orange, it's the same thing, that we're asking everyone to stay vigilant, continue to wear your face covers, continue to make sure you practice social distance, and make sure that you continue to wash your hands for 20 seconds. So with that, we're definitely going to get into our meeting. Again, we have Dr. Mehta here with us tonight. We have our Director of the Health Department, Dr. Griffin, with us tonight. We also have our Health Officer, Victor, with us tonight. And we have Dan Jennings also, who is the Director of Policy, Planning, and Development. So he's going to be talking about some things in terms of what's going on in our planning department and some of the things for small businesses. But very quickly before we start, I just want to give you some numbers that I'm going to ask Dr. Griffin to open up, and how we going to open up here in the city of East Orange. And then we're going to open it up for all of you out there to ask some questions, because I know that many of you have questions tonight. So let me just give you a few numbers. As of Thursday, June the 18th, there are 2,096 positive cases in the city of East Orange, and 207 confirmed deaths from the COVID. In our first ward, we have 290 cases. Second ward, we have 345 cases. In the third ward, we have 427 cases. In our fourth ward, we have 438 cases. In the fifth ward, we have 421 cases. Now, Essex County, countywide, there are 18,421 positive cases and 1,755 resulted in deaths, right? Now, in New Jersey alone, right, and we got to make sure we look at these numbers because we're seeing this number increasing every day, right? In New Jersey, the positive cases are 167,000 and counting, with 12,769 deaths from the COVID virus, right? So again, with that, as I continue to say, East Orange, we got to continue to make sure we practice social distance, wear those face covering, and making sure that if you haven't been tested, you should go get tested, all right? So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Griffin and allow her to talk about the reopening. So Dr. Griffin.
Thank you. Good evening, East Orange. As the mayor said, it's definitely, tonight the subject is definitely lighter because we get to share with you some of the information that is supporting our reopening plans. We do know that the governor has released multiple executive orders modifying a lot of the restrictions on indoor gatherings, outdoor gatherings, the opening of pools, and also allowing personal care service facilities, barbershops, nail salons, and so on to open as of June 22nd. We know that everybody's eager to enjoy summer activities and to visit a lot of the places that they visited freely prior to COVID, but we can't stress enough that it's still important to be careful. So I want to paint a picture for everyone so that everyone understands why we keep saying that it's important to be careful. As the mayor said, we have been tracking COVID-19 or the novel coronavirus for 14 weeks within the city. And when the mayor is referencing that number, the total number of positive cases, which amounts to 2,096, it's a cumulative number. So from the beginning until now, we have identified 2,096 positive cases here within the city of East Orange. On average, locally, we observed approximately 149 positive cases per week. And that's since March again. So some days there were more positive cases identified, and some other days there were less positive cases. And in April, we observed 1,286 positive cases, resulting in that month alone being considered the month that we were most significantly impacted overall. And so at our peak, we were observing about 331 positive cases in 1 week. So we're seeing a decrease. And over the last month, the number of positive cases that we've observed has not exceeded 100 per week. So it's positive information. It leaves us hopeful, and it allows us to feel much more comfortable allowing the city to reopen, but the virus is not gone. We have not experienced a day, we have not experienced a week where there have been no positive cases, no new positive cases reported. So each week, we're still tracking the new positive cases of the virus, and we'll continue to do that. But again, our reopening is going to be strategic, and it's going to be slow. And so in the meantime, we need everybody to do their part as we do our part to make sure that we avoid any spikes in new cases in the same way that some other states who've also reopened have started to see. And what that means is that we need for everybody, as the mayor said, to continue to do everything that we've been doing for the past 14 weeks. We need you to continue to cover your faces. We need you to continue to make sure you keep your distance socially from other individuals when you can. Keep 6 feet away from other individuals. We need you to wash your hands. We need you to use sanitizer. All the things that you already know how to do and you've been doing, we need you to continue to do, because it's much easier to stop something from occurring than to intervene. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue to monitor the patterns related to the coronavirus here within the city. We know that there are, again, some individuals still experiencing some long-standing conditions and consequences as a result of testing positive for COVID, and so that's something that we're tracking, and perhaps Dr. Mehta will be able to talk a little bit more about that later on. But we are also going to be engaging with businesses to support them too as they reopen. So while there might be a lot of businesses that want to reopen, and they will reopen, as a city, we're also going to make sure that the employees of those businesses are safe, especially the retail businesses. We're going to make sure that the employees are safe, but also the customers are safe that want to go and frequent those businesses again. We'll be conducting inspections of all of those businesses beginning on Monday, and we'll be providing guidance to the businesses that are preparing to reopen so that everybody knows what the health and safety guidelines are and that they implement that into their practices, again, making sure that we protect ourselves and our city. We are, as the mayor said, offering testing, and as we reopen, again, it's going to be important for everyone to take advantage of the testing that's available. There is going to be testing available tomorrow, June 19th, at 161 Elmwood Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the mayor may speak a little bit more about that as well. But we are going to make sure that we do our part to support the reopening, understanding that it's going to be strategically done.
Right, and thank you, Dr. Griffin. So again, East Orange, let's go to that walk-up on Friday and get tested because it's important to know. But I do want to, before I go to Dan Jennings and Dr. Mehta and Victor Cote, what I want to do is, I know folks have been calling my office in reference to opening up the parks. We're going to open up the parks, but I know that we're working on some safety measures, and we have to put them in place because when you're in the park, we have to make sure that my park maintenance folks, our health department, and we got to make sure when our young people are playing on all those on the swings and the sliding boards and those things of nature, we have to make sure that those things are maintained properly in terms of being disinfected. So we're working on the parks. I know it's important that people want to get into the parks. Just be patient, because our number one thing is that we have to keep the community safe when it comes to our parks. Because I know once we open the parks, people are going to be in the parks, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe. We're going to continue to make sure people follow the rules and regulations of the park, because they're going to be fully enforced. But we need all the adults' help to help us enforce. So again, I'm going to allow Dan Jennings, who is with us this evening, from our policy and planning department, to share some things with all of you and reference what's going on with small businesses and what's going on with other development. So I'm going to turn over to Dan Jennings for a few minutes so he can talk about some of the things that we're doing in the policy planning and development. Dan Jennings.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, East Orange. So the planning department continues to be busy. Most of our projects are moving forward as planned, which shows that there's a lot of great interest from the business community, investment community, and East Orange. So we're happy about that. Nonetheless, we realize that many small businesses are struggling to survive during the pandemic. To help businesses survive, we've established the eosshopslocal.com website. So again, it's eoshops, as in SHOPS, local.com website. So if you're a business owner, you can find resources that may be available to you, grants, loans that you should apply for. Also, we want our residents to go to that site to find out which businesses are open. So for instance, if you're looking for food, you can go there and get a list of the restaurants that are offering takeout and delivery. We also want to use the site to promote the businesses that are reopening, as Dr. Griffin. So if you're a business owner and you're currently not on that site, please let us know. You can, again, register or go to the website or contact me directly. My email is Dan, D-A-N, Jennings, Jennings, at eastorange-nj.gov. So the mayor and city council realize, despite the measures that are already in place, we know that we need to do more, and we're looking to take further steps. We like your input. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can announce a new funding program that we're working on, but we're open to any other suggestions that you have. So I think, Mayor, that's it. I'm happy to take questions.
Okay, so with that, I thought Dan would have much more than that, you know, but I'm gonna look at his resume after the night, you know, see what he's doing down in policy plan, because that was very short. But Dan's gonna come back. So what I want to do, right, very quickly, is just remind folks out there as we talk about reopening, and I have to just say this, you know, we have to make sure that we stop throwing our gloves on the ground. We gotta make sure we're throwing our masks on the ground, because even though you feel that you can't put them in the garbage can, right? But when you throw that mask or face covering on the ground, or you throw those gloves, and if you are affected, you can possibility by throwing that face mask on the ground and somebody pick it up, you can affect that person. So we're asking everybody to take responsibility, take time out, take the gloves off properly, put them inside each other. There's a lot of demonstrations on Facebook, on YouTube, for examples, how to really dispose of your face covering and your gloves. But we're asking you, East Orange, let's not litter on our community so we can get better. What I want to do while we're in the business aspect, then we'll go to Dr. Minim, then we'll go to Vic. But I want, Rachel, do we have any questions on the line? Any of our residents want to talk about what's going on with the business aspect?
Actually, we do have some questions, Mayor. So I'm going to start, as usual, with a couple of Facebook questions.
Yes.
We have Tarana Peaches who'd like to know, when will the gyms be reopening?
Right. So, you know, again, I know people talk about the gyms, they talk about karate schools. We're following the executive order of our governor. And right now, I don't think what he's suggesting, and the executive order is suggesting, is that folks bring those activities outside. I mean, you're starting to see gyms across the state of New Jersey where they're having outdoor activities in terms of exercising, conditioning. So right now, I really don't have no answer for that. Folks have been answering, asking about that. I'm curious about it because, you know, I am owner of a martial arts school and so many others. So right now, the governor is basically saying, yeah, you know, the 25 people, the 50 people, but you got to spread out. But he's asking everybody to start bringing things outside, just as well as outside dining. He don't want people inside right now. So we don't have an answer for that right now, but we're doing our best to hopefully, you know, folks start getting tested and they look at the statistics and the numbers and the data that we can start bringing folks inside. But right now, the executive order from our governor is that everything is outdoor activities.
Great. So I'm going to bring someone in from the calls. I have a Donna Lane who has a question about testing. Donna?
Hi.
I'll let Dr. Manning do.
Hello.
Go ahead, Donna. Hello, go ahead.
Yes. Hi. Yes, Mayor. My name is Donna Lane. I had my test done last Thursday and for the COVID, and thank God I got my results and it was negative. But my husband was scheduled for today, and for some reason he went there and there was nobody there.
And he's
my sister-in-law, Donna Tullock, hers was scheduled for yesterday, Wednesday, and they called her and told her that the center is closed.
Okay, that's definitely going to go to
what's
Dr. Griffin. So, Ms. Donna, just hold on. First of all, thank you so much for calling, and really just thank you so much for making the effort to get tested. So we're going to try to get to the bottom line of what happened with this. So I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Griffin so she can answer that question.
Absolutely, and thank you for that comment and your feedback. I'm sorry that was your experience and your husband's experience as well. At the testing site, our last day of testing was on June 12th. So there seems to have been possibly a situation where the website associated with the urgent care that was scheduling appointments was not updated in time. But what we have done, because of some other situations and issues related to testing that we became aware of last week, is we are offering testing tomorrow. So we apologize for the inconvenience, but if your husband and also your other family member who didn't have an opportunity to get tested today or yesterday as you thought you would have been able to. If you come to the site tomorrow, we'll definitely be able to take care of you. Just let them know what the situation is and let them know that they are there for testing. So again, sorry about that, and we apologize for that inconvenience.
Can you give Ms. Downey the health department telephone number, please?
Absolutely, absolutely. Our direct number within the health department is 973-266-5480. You can certainly feel free to call us, but also just know that the testing site will be open tomorrow, June 19th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So please encourage them to go and visit the site.
Thank you. So, for those of you who are listening, for those of you who are on Facebook, you guys can ask questions by pressing 0, or you can call in and ask a question. That number is 862-213-3758. That's 862-213-3758. And I'm going to take a question from Facebook from Marie Thompson. She says, will we be going back to normal parking? Not being able to park, 9 a.m. to noon, and then, permit parking from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Yes. First of all, thank you for asking that question because, when this whole pandemic hit, we want to be very conscious of those who are that was going to be home. But we are planning to go back to a normal parking situation because, as you know, as the mayor, as the council, we want our streets clean. And I know that as a homeowner and as a tenant and as a business owner here in the community, that you want the same. So we are working on a slow re-entering, making sure people know that we're going to get back to, the days that you should park on one side of the street to another side of the street. So we are in process. Sending out robocalls, sending out information, but we're going to get back to a normal parking because we got to get our streets clean, Eastern. So we're asking you to work with us, and when we do go back to a normal parking or don't park on this side of the street at a certain time, we ask you guys to respect that, but we are going to get back to a normal time on that.
Okay, great. I'm going to bring in Mr. Edward Hunter, who has a question about the courthouses. Mr. Hunter?
Hello, good evening, everybody. My question is, do you have any timetable when the courthouse is going to be open back as to getting married?
Right. Yeah. So,
congratulations.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, we finding out during this COVID, a lot of people getting married, so we definitely don't want to stop that, Mr. Hunter. But, and congratulations to you. We don't know right now, we don't have a timeline, but I know that they're planning to reopen also. Just hold on to, that your loved one and give us an opportunity. So shortly we should be able to have a process in place where we can bring people together in a small environment, and hopefully that we don't mess up their special day. So but what you can do is continue to call the courthouse and talk to the director over there, which is Siboney Oliphant, or you can call my office at 973-266-5151, and we'll make sure that we stay on top of and give you the information when they're going to open back up.
Okay, and then I know you want to move forward, so I'm going to take one more question. I have Ms. Sheila here who has a question about unemployment help. I got to do it in the basket. Go ahead, Ms. Sheila. You're on the call with us. How are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself? Quick question. I'm calling for my son. He's having trouble getting unemployment.
Right.
And he can't seem to get through to anybody. His last day of work was March 9th. And he's no longer working because of COVID. And he tried to go online and apply. He had 2 weeks left from his old unemployment, so he received that. And now when he's trying to open up a new case, they're telling him that you have an existing case, which you don't. And he needs help. We're wondering if anybody could help us get through to unemployment.
Right. So first of all, a couple of weeks ago we had our commissioner on our.
Yeah, I know. I was here, but I couldn't get through. I tried.
We sorry. We apologize. But anytime you can't get through on these calls, feel free to call my office at 973-266-5151. Speak to Justin Brown or Aja Baldwin. But let me give you a few numbers, right? Because if these numbers don't work, you're very open to call our Congressman Donald Payne office also. But we have a number here. It's myunemployment.newjersey.gov, right? We've been sending people to that website. It's myunemployment.newj.gov, right? Now here's a number also that we have. New Jersey unemployment 201-601-4100, right? Try those two, that website. Try that telephone number. If you don't get any assistance, then feel free to call my office, and we're trying to call down to our congressman's office, and we'll stay online with you and your son and see what results we get. All right. So I gave you my office number. I gave you New Jersey unemployment number 201-601-4100 and myunemployment.nj.gov.
Great. And then also, Sheila, if you would press 0 again, because it looks like you called in. If you press 0 again and leave all of your information, there's a record of, we can have a record of like your telephone, well, we have your number, but there will be a record of kind of like the details of that, and we can get that recording over.
Right. And thank you for that, Rachel. And immediately after our weekly meeting, we post the Facebook Live meeting up anyway, so the number will be on there. So we thank you for that. So Rachel, very quickly, do we have anybody else on the line? If not, I'm going to, let Dr. Mehta talk about some of the things, what's happening very quickly over at Eastern General, and what's some of the process that they're seeing with our governor starting to open up and how they feeling about things, especially here in the city of East Orange. So Dr. Mehta, just give us an update on what's going on at East Orange General and what's the feel out there in terms of this COVID-19 and pandemic.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. So just to start off with, we are actually, like Dr. Griffith said, we are seeing a steady downtrend of the number of cases, but it's time to just take a breath but not really get excited about it. We have to still continue to practice social distancing and wearing the face coverings and whatnot. We can see nationally also where places where they've stopped following it, the cases just came right back up. So you've got certain states in the south like Arizona, Texas, Florida, where the cases have actually started going up pretty significantly. And so it just serves as a reminder to learn from someone else rather than having to experience that ourselves, is to not forget that the virus still exists. We are not out of it as yet. There is a lot of things going on, but the virus is still around, and so we have to be very careful about it. So talking a little bit about East Orange General Hospital, what we have been finding is that we've started implementing a lot of measures to keep our patients very safe as well as our staff safe. So what you will experience is, if you come to the hospital, is right at the entrance, if you're coming for either an outpatient testing, a lab visit, or for any sort of a clinic visit, we would check your temperature right at the entrance, make sure you're free of any signs and symptoms, and then you would proceed to your visit. Again, at all points in time, we maintain social distancing, and masks are provided to all the staff members as well as visitors. In terms of testing, we are going to start doing outpatient antigen testing and community testing in the ER. That should start sometime next week, and more to come during one of the town hall meetings in the future. However, at this point in time, if you have a script from your primary doctor, or if you don't, you can always walk into an emergency room and we can test you for antibodies to the coronavirus or the novel coronavirus, and we can do that anytime throughout the day. If you have an outpatient visit in the lab, we can do it from Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. You just come in with a script, we can get you tested. If you don't have a script, you can walk into our ER at any point in time for the antibody testing. Lastly, in terms of elective surgeries, we have started the process of starting to get some of the surgeries in. We have graded some of our surgeries in terms of the complexity as well as how immediate they are. One big thing is we don't want people to delay their needed surgeries. So what we are doing is if you are going to be scheduled for a surgery 2 days before that or just 3 days before that, we do a coronavirus antigen testing on you to make sure you don't have the virus, and then if you're negative, then we would proceed with the surgery to make sure you're safe and your surroundings are safe and clean. We've been very careful with we're following the state guidelines with regards to some of the visitations, and once we get the visitations, we will follow that through. Lastly, Dr. Griffith just spoke about chronic COVID symptoms. We've started seeing a lot of it in the community. We are seeing it's not just the acute shortness of breath. Some people have prolonged shortness of breath. Some people have chronic headaches. Some people have chronic loss of smell or taste. And there is more data coming out. And in terms of treatment, we are still searching for the elusive treatment. At East Orange General, if you're acutely sick, we give you all the treatment that is available in the market, including remdesivir and convalescent plasma, and we've been very successful with it. But in terms of chronic COVID, there's not a whole lot of data out there. So I would encourage you to talk to your primary care doctor. There are some medications that have shown to be beneficial, and they may work in your particular case. So just talk to your primary doctor, and if not, just reach out to us at East Orange and we can take care of you. Thank you.
Yes, we want to thank Dr. Mehta. If you notice, 14 weeks, Dr. Mehta started with us. He had a clean cut. Now he got the beard and everything looking very distinguished. So I don't think he's going to change that. You know, one thing about the COVID, everybody start growing beards, they start looking nice on them. So they're keeping it, right? but
22nd.
Yeah,
22nd is all that goes away.
So with that, sometimes it's good to have a laugh. So with that, I just want to kind of revisit, because there's some things out there where we know that there's a lot of tenants, and there's folks right here in this community who has been really struggling with rental assistance. So I want Dan Jennings to really talk about some of the things that we have in the pipeline, and some of the things that we're planning to do to help our residents and help our tenants here in the city of East Orange, along with our nonprofit organization. So Dan Jennings, can you just give a synopsis of some of the things that's coming down the line?
Sure. So we got a special allocation from the federal government under the CARES Act, roughly of $866,000, and we're looking to launch two efforts to utilize those funds. One is a rental assistance program, and what we're hoping to do is help those. We know that a lot of people have been affected or they've gotten laid off, they've gotten furloughed, they're probably behind in their rent, so we're looking to help fill the gap. You should know that the state just established a rental assistance program, so again, you should contact our office to find out about that, but the purpose of our program is to supplement the state's program. So hopefully between the two programs, those that have fallen behind through no fault of their own, but because of the virus, can get assistance. So you'll be hearing more about the program we're establishing within the coming days. We're also looking to help businesses with a small business loan and grant program, again, using some of those dollars. We know that certain businesses have applied to the programs at the state and federal level and have been unsuccessful in accessing those programs. So we want our program to help those businesses. Also want to mention that some of the important programs that we had before the pandemic have continued. So for example, if you are a homeowner, a senior, and you need work done to your house and you meet certain income limits, there's funding available or grants available for you to make major repairs to your house. So please get in touch with us. We have continued the program. We're still accepting applications, and we're still doing work and giving out grants. Also, I want to announce that we've continued to up our efforts around affordable housing. There are a number of projects around the city that are going to provide affordable housing. In addition, we have launched a Scabbit site home ownership initiative, where we're taking vacant lots around the city, and we're hoping, and we plan to build 2-family homes, and we're going to target those homes to renters, workers, existing East Orange residents who have a household income of roughly between $50,000 and $60,000. We hear a lot about how the housing prices are getting beyond the reach of those who grew up here and those who live here, and we're hoping that this initiative will help allay that concern. Finally, I just want to talk a little bit about Main Street. Mayor, since
Yes.
I got the floor.
Yeah.
So Main Street, we're really seeing a lot of momentum along Main Street with the projects coming on board. So just want to give you just a quick hit on some of those efforts. ShopRite, the ShopRite Plaza, as you know, we're working with ShopRite and the owner of the plaza to expand and modernize the ShopRite. So the ShopRite is close to reaching a deal with the owner. They're both very committed to the project. ShopRite's going to expand from roughly 50,000 square feet to roughly over 60,000 square feet with a brand new store. The current ShopRite is going to stay open while the new ShopRite is being built. In addition to ShopRite, there's a couple of national tenants that are eyeing the site, and we hope to announce deals pretty soon. Retail tenants that are bullish on East Orange. They look at the spending power here. They know that a lot of the income here, disposable income, leaves the city and goes elsewhere. And so they see the potential to recapture that income and keep it in East Orange. In addition to the retail, the big box retail, we're going to have restaurants, and we're also going to have 800 housing units. We're hoping to break ground early to mid next year. If you go further down the street, there's a couple of mixed-use projects that are going through the approval process. So we think it's going to be key to making Main Street rival the best corridors around the state, where you can live on the corridor, you can shop on the corridor, you can dine on the corridor. We think Main Street has that potential. So a couple of mixed-use projects, roughly 200 units. There'll be ground floor retail, residential above. You go further down the street, we're getting ready to embark on a streetscape project where we're going to be upgrading the appearance of a couple of blocks between City Hall Plaza and Burnett Street. New sidewalks, new lighting, benches, and we're hoping that this becomes a template for the entire corridor. So we're going to be working with other developers to make sure the entire corridor, the streetscape, gets upgraded. And then the last thing I want to tell you about is City Hall Plaza. So this area around City Hall Plaza is pretty dormant right now. There's not a lot of things to do. If you're looking for coffee or something to eat, there's really not much that the plaza offers. We're hoping that changes. So we're pleased to announce that we just received 10 proposals in response to a request for qualifications for sites around City Hall Plaza. So we're hoping to select a couple of developers within 2 to 3 months. But the 10 responses shows you that East Orange remains a very much in demand market. So, Mayor, I think that was a better update or a more complete update.
Yes, and thank you very much, Dan Jennings, for that. So, as our Director of Policy Planning and Development pointed out, some redevelopment in our city, that comes along with making sure that when we look at the faces in our city, that East Orange residents are getting the opportunity on this development. So we asking all of you to please reach out to the Mayor's Office of Employment and Training. That number is, let me just give you that number very quickly so you can reach out, because as we develop around the train station on Main Street and throughout the city, we want to make sure that East Orange residents are getting an opportunity to work on these projects. We also, if there are contractors or there are folks out there who have a supply store, we want our East Orange residents to be a part of the movement in terms of development in the city of East Orange. And really it's nothing new to me, because I've been doing affirmative action, compliance, working with our unions and making sure that local residents have the same opportunity. So we think that's very important, especially during this pandemic where folks are out of work and may have to change careers. So please reach out to the Mayor's Office of Employment and Training. LaDonna Johns is the manager over there. The number is 862-241-9491. And they have information. Also, they can also give information on job opportunities that we have. Plenty of our East Orange residents who have already started working at different companies who have gave us information to provide to the residents of this city. So with that, I want to just flip over just a little very quickly to Victor Corte and allow Victor just to very briefly talk about our nursing homes, right, and some of our seniors and some of the things that he has been doing to make sure that, because when you talk about our health officer, he's the individual that when he go out, and I'm gonna remind your stores, he come to your store and you don't have the proper mask on, all right, face covering, because y'all take face masks from face covering and change that up, and you don't have the right sanitizing, the space in the stores. This is the gentleman that coming out, and I'm telling you, we are shutting you down. So I'm going to ask Vic to come on for a few minutes and give you a spill, Vic.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, East Orange. Starting next week, categories of businesses will begin to reopen, and some of our retail stores will reopen. Nail salon, barber shops will also reopen, and like we all are aware that the state and the CDC has guidelines for reopening all these businesses. Based on these guidelines, we have drawn up priority checklists for reopening, and these checklists are based on the guidelines from the state and the CDC. I would just say that they are all based on all what we've been doing all along, using our face mask, social distancing. Also, there are new suggestions and recommendations as to reduce COVID transmission, which includes alternate methods of paying for merchandise in the stores that does not have to do always with transmission of cash between individuals. And so we expect that we would all abide by these guidelines, especially the business owners. We don't want to come to your store and shut it down or cite you because you've been out for a while. We expect you to come back and do the right things and begin to make money and develop your business all over again. So please, we are asking and appealing to you all to please abide by the guidelines that we are going to provide to you. If you do not receive these guidelines by Monday, please call the health department, 973-266-5480. We'll definitely get to you and provide you with one of these guidelines. Also, I just want to mention about our nursing homes. I am pleased to let you know that our nursing homes are doing very well, and we have received very, very good reports from the nursing homes concerning COVID. It's under control, and at this time, we're working with the state to lift the outbreak that has been going on in the nursing home. When you have outbreaks in the nursing home, the state kind of gets involved, and that outbreak has to be lifted. That order has to be lifted from the nursing homes so they can go back to their regular activities and operations. So we are hoping that this would happen very soon, and you would be able to walk back into the nursing home and see your loved ones and interact with them like in the past. For now, these are the things that have been going on in East Orange, and I believe that in the coming weeks, we would all work together to ensure safety of our residents and to ensure that the outbreak of COVID in East Orange is a thing of the past. Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you very much. So with that, I just want to just very quickly just send my condolences out to a very close family here in the city of East Orange. Really known this family all my life, my friends, to the Cross family. We send our condolences out to you. I know you just lost your mom, and may God strengthen all of you and guide you. So again, we just want to, from the entire city of East Orange, from the East Orange City Council, from our city chair, Chris James, our condolences to you and your family. I've been in this city for a long time, and I know that you lost your mom today, so I just want to extend that. And to anyone who lost someone, our condolences go out to you. So with that, Vic, and thank you for that, because we've been getting a lot of calls. So Rachel, do we have any other people on the calls? I want to pick up on some more calls very quickly.
Yeah, I know we're getting kind of toward that hour, so we do have some folks on the calls. I want to bring in Linda McDaniel from Boarding Street in East Orange.
Yes.
Linda?
Yes, I'm here. Linda.
Oh, Linda.
Mr. McDaniels, how you doing?
Hey, Mayor Green, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
You're doing a great job with the city of East Orange. Keep up the good work, you and your crew.
Thank you so much. We got a great team. You know, we all working together, from the mayor's office, the council, to all the employees, everybody.
Well, that's good, because I've seen some teams that weren't so great, believe me.
Yes, thank you so much. What's going on?
Listen, man, Watson Park. I know it's a county park. Today, it was 50 kids inside the play area that's locked. The parents are putting them over the fence. Now, most of those kids are from East Orange, and I know that, because, you know, I see them all the time.
Yes.
But they're in the park, they're not following the rules, and I never see a county police officer over there. Also, every night, and the residents are starting to complain. They're complaining to me. I don't know why they complain to me, but I'm complaining to you. All right?
Yes.
But they're shooting off fireworks up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning over there in the park. All right? Now, I know there's not much East Orange can do about that, because it's a county area. But I'm just letting you know, and maybe you could pass it on to somebody on the county level.
I definitely will. We have weekly calls with our the chief of staff and the county executive, Phil Elijah and Daryl D. But I'll make sure tonight, once I get off this call, I'll reach out to them in reference to, like you say, the kids are jumping over into the play area, and I would talk to them about the fireworks. And I'll make sure that I know our chief should be on this line, that she would help kind of patrol the area also, because I can get it, because they shoot them off around my way, and it's kind of aggravating. So we'll make sure we monitor that.
Can I just add on to regarding the fireworks? We are seeing this, and it will only get worse as July 4th comes nearby, but it can be very damaging, especially for the young kids. They can lose their limbs, they can lose their hands. We are seeing cases of people who had the cracker burst in their hands, and it really damaged both their hands and their face. It does a bad number on it, so you got to be very, very careful. I know there's the civil portion of it which you're taking out, but the medical portion is pretty significant too. You got to take, you can't take chances with fireworks.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful about these things.
Yeah. So we'll make sure we address that, Mr. McDaniels. Rachel, can I get another call?
Yep, I'm going to bring in a senior, Millicent Thomas. Miss Thomas? Miss Thomas? Sorry.
Some.
There we go.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Thomas. How you doing?
I'm great. You're all doing a wonderful job.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Every Thursday I'm listening for it.
We thank you so much, and we hope that over the 14 weeks that we was very helpful to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I was told that I could pay my taxes that was due in May. I had until June 1st to pay it.
Yes.
Which I did. I paid June 1st. I put it in the mail that Thursday weekend that it would reach by Monday morning. I put it in the East Orange
post office, and I put in the East Orange box that I know that it would reach there. I know I got a delinquent letter with interest on it.
Right, and you're saying that you put it in the box in back of City Hall, or you put it in a regular mailbox?
I put into regular mailbox.
The regular mailbox?
Yes.
Okay, so what?
Just a moment. Just give me a moment, please. Come here. Just come on, ring the bell to me. I'm on the phone.
All right. Probably somebody
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Yes.
Yes, Mr.
I know
Thomas.
they send me that I owe interest starting from the notice. The date is 6/15 and the interest through 7/6/20.
Right. I know that we haven't been waiving late fees, but can you take this number down and give me a call in the morning? Ms. Thomas? 973-266-5151. Ms. Thomas, give me a call. Speak to Justin Brown, or you can speak to Aja, or if not, speak to Tony Jackson, the Chief of Staff. Rachel, do we got another call?
Yeah, I just want to give you something from Facebook.
Okay.
This is from Jennifer Pryor, and she wants to know, what about landlords that are trying to put pressure on families or trying to evict them?
Right. So, we had this conversation about a few weeks ago about landlords. Listen, that executive order is still in, and our governor stated clearly that right now that folks shouldn't be getting evicted. And if you're having that problem, please call up to my office. Call Wanda Watson up in the housing department at 973-266-5320. Wanda Watson. She deals with our rent leveling, and she would be able to assist you. But loud and clear, it was already stated that landlords should not be trying to put, and executive order is still in. Even though you see the governor opening things up, the executive order has not been come off yet in terms of folks can do what they want to do in terms of the tenants. So landlords, no, they can't do that. In other words, no, he can't do that.
Okay, and then I have a question coming in from Ranisha Schuler for Dan Jennings about the two-family home program.
Sure.
Ranisha? Ranisha, are you there? Okay, I'm going to go on.
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, how you doing?
Okay. How are you? I have a quick question.
Yes.
Last week when you guys were talking about home ownership, I'm actually working with a realtor and trying to purchase a home in East Orange. I called and nobody knew what you were talking about as far as the building of the two-family home. So, is there
Okay,
I can call or get more information on that?
Right, we got Dan Jennings here, the Director of Policy Planning and Development. He will share the information and give his number to you so you can have it and reach out to him.
Yeah, so let me say that this is a program that we just launched, and we're hoping, we're experimenting with 4 sites, or we're piloting 4 sites. We're trying to secure some state dollars, and these homes would be, assuming the process goes as planned, these homes would be available for purchase within the next 24 months. Now, if you're looking for assistance in buying a home that's currently on the market, there are down payment assistance programs with both our office and the state. The state program is a little more flexible, but again, you can email me at dan.jennings, dan.jennings at eastorange-nj.gov, and we'll try to point you in the right direction if you're looking to purchase a home right now and you need down payment assistance.
Rachel, can you give us another one? I know. Rachel?
I was just going to give you guys the 5-minute mark.
Okay, all right. Keep some of those calls coming, so we'll take another one before we close out.
Perfect. I have a question from Facebook. Oh, actually, you already answered the question from Facebook, and that was more about the fireworks. We actually had 4 people tonight, either from Facebook, just so you guys know, or on the calls looking, having problems about the fireworks.
Right. So
I'm going to bring in. Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'm just going to give out our police department, if they're having problems and people are shooting off these firecrackers, please do not go and try to engage. Just call the East Orange Police Department and let them come out and do what they have to do, because they're public safety. And that number is 973-266-5000.
I'm going to bring in Gail Ford about, she has like a property maintenance question.
Okay.
Hello?
Ford?
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hi, Mayor.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I saw you on Facebook the other day going through the community, making sure that certain properties were being cleaned up. There's a property at 215 Rutledge Avenue. I believe it's owned by the city. It's been there for a number of years. There's like a forest growing there. Is there any way you could get your people to come out and clean that up?
We will have somebody out there tomorrow. I know for a fact that my director of Public Works is on this call. He should be taking this 215 Rutledge Avenue address. We will have a full court press out there tomorrow, do an assessment and get that cut down for you.
Okay, man, that was our last question.
That was our last question. All right, thank you, Rachel. So again, we want to thank our panel tonight, who has always given out so much great information. We thank everybody that tuned in on Facebook and also on our phone calls. And to all of you who haven't had an opportunity to get your call through, please don't get discouraged. Call my office at 973-266-5151, constituent services, and whatever we can do to help to assist you, we'll do our best, but please give us a call. I just want to point out 2 things before we close out. We're asking everyone, we're on this campaign, we've been on the campaign now for a few weeks, asking everybody, please don't forget to fill out, complete the census, 2020 census. Please complete the census. Is so important. As earlier when you heard Dr. Mehta talk about the hospital, and you heard Dan Jennings talk about policy planning and development, you heard Dr. Griffin talk about the testing site, then you heard our health officer Victor Cote talk about our health homes and our nursing homes, right? All those things help us get funded, right? And it's so important, because when you see us out here doing Man on the Block and we're getting our roads done, and you see our Recreation and Cultural Affairs Department, when you look at, again, the hospital, who was a main plus in this whole COVID-19, all this is money that come through our city that you see that we need. And the only way we can be counted, East Orange, is that all of you complete the 2020 census. Tell your family members, tell your friends, tell your neighbor. We're asking East Orange, this is a challenge to all of you, because we've been challenged now for the last 14 weeks with this pandemic, and we just got challenged again with this police brutality and racism that you have saw people engaging all over the country, right? But again, we're asking you for another task, and we're asking you to make sure that East Orange be counted, you be counted, because we're counting on you. We're looking at 100%. We have been talking about 60%. We've been talking about 70%. But East Orange want to be counted, because the federal dollars that come in our city help our community. So I'm just asking you to do that. Also, very quickly, voting. You must, if you haven't yet received your ballots for this July the 7th primary election, please don't forget to vote. It's important. If you have any questions, feel free to make sure you call our city clerk's office, and you can call also down to Essex County Clerk's office and speak to Chris Durkins, who was one of our guests just a week ago and talked about the process, what you need to do, how you need to do it. So again, let me give you his website. That's EssexClerk.com. EssexClerk.com. So again, if you need any help or have any questions for the election on July the 7th, please call that number. Again, our food distribution, you know, we have still continue to, and want to thank Dr. Griffin and Rita Butts, who really have been doing an outstanding job with our food distribution here in the city of East Orange. So we asking all of you, if you know anyone who need of any food, please feel free to call over to, I'm giving you two numbers. We have a grab and go, then we have a food distribution. Also the YMCA, don't forget about the YMCA, they are also giving out food. So again, the grab and go is at 973-414-4141. Then you have another number at 973-266-8832. That's our food distribution. And make sure you take advantage of that. And before I close out, this Friday, please join us for Juneteenth that we're having right in front of City Hall this Friday at 5 p.m. It's going to be a virtual ceremony. We're going to be on Facebook. We're going to be on Instagram. And it's going to be a tremendous celebration as we celebrate our culture and the of our being free as slaves. So again, it's going to be a great program. The mayor's office, the East Orange City Council, Councilman Bert Linnaeus and Vernon Pullins, who's going to be spearheaded, along with so many other guests, and that's going to be there also. So again, with that East Orange, 14 weeks, and we did a hell of a job. I hate to use it that way. We did a great job, but again, this COVID-19 is not over. You heard it from everyone here on the panel tonight, how essential it is for all of us to do not get lapsed. Continue your social distance, continue to, wash your hands, continue to make sure that all of you wear your face covering. All of you make sure that if you haven't been tested, get tested. And I'm asking all of you, let's continue to stay safe and stay healthy because we are East Orange. That's that East Orange pride. We've been doing it. I'm very proud of all of you, proud of everybody who grinded for the last 14 weeks with all of us. We came together as one. We continue to say that East Orange is one city. We have one community, and we have one goal, and that goal is progress. All of you are part of that progress. All of you have been a part of that progress. Let's go East Orange. We can do it. Let's continue to make sure that we keep each other safe and healthy. May God bless you. May God bless your families. May God bless East Orange. And may God continue to help all of us to do better than what